I went to schools very much like the ones that you're attending today. And one thing that I really understood was how important education was. That's something that I learned from my mom very early on, how important education was and how that was really going to be transformative to my life and to give me a better opportunity at better jobs, at a better way of life. And so that's one thing that I really sort of had instilled in my head from my mother from very early on. I knew that we were in this country for that, for educational opportunities. So every opportunity that I had, I really took advantage of. And that's something that I want to encourage you guys to do. We're in a country where education is free. In some countries, education is not free. In some countries, little girls can't go to school, right? So we are really blessed to be in this country and to have the kind of access to education that we have. So you're very lucky to be in this classroom, to have books, to have supplies, and to have teachers that really care about you. So definitely take advantage of that. And make sure that you are always looking out for other opportunities that may not be there day to day. That's something that I did. There were, once you get to high school, you have to take the SATs to be able to apply to colleges. So one thing that my school offered was free SAT classes, and those were given on a Saturday. And, who wants to be at school on a Saturday morning, right, at 8 a.m.? Not very exciting. But that's one thing that I knew that I had access to that other people didn't. And I took advantage of those kinds of things, those kinds of programs that were really going to push me and give me access to something that, my parents couldn't afford. That was a free program. And I said, yes, I'm going to wake up really early. I'm going to take the bus across the city and go and really focus and really try to get the most out of that. So that's something that I really want you guys to think about and to look for, continuously look for those opportunities. Go to your teacher, go to your counselor, ask people at your school if there's other programs that you could be thinking about, whether they're, educational courses or sports activities, if you guys are into sports or theater or arts, things like that. Always look for those things that are going to make you smarter, that are going to push you, that are going to challenge you, that are going to make you grow.
So my mom and dad, I think the furthest that they went in school was actually my mom probably third or fourth grade in Portugal. And my dad went a little bit further, but I don't even think he had the equivalent of a high school degree. And the way it affected me was actually pretty interesting because they didn't have much education, but they valued it more than just about anything else. I remember going home from school every night, and it was either my mom or my dad that really would push me to talk about education. And so that gave me an incentive. But here's what was, I think, the hard piece that I want all of you to think about. When it finally came time for me to go to college or to think about going to college, what was hard was there was nobody in my family, not my mom, not my dad, that I could turn to and ask for advice. There was nobody around me that I could turn to and say, as I think about where to apply and what courses to take, what should I do? And so this is something for many of you, and I don't know, obviously, everybody's history, but because many of you, I'm assuming, would have the opportunity to go and do things that other people in your family have never done, I just want you to ask as many questions as possible. Find people in your hometown, they're in Newark, who can be role models. Find people, whether it's in your family or in your neighborhood or in your school or wherever, who've gone to college, who've gone further. And don't be afraid to ask them questions, because as I learned, there was nobody in my family who had gone down this path, so I had to just ask as many questions as possible to see what was possible. And I was very, very lucky that I had some mentors, some people who took an interest in me, who had gone to college, who had gone to graduate school, who had become lawyers, and who knew what it took. And so they were able to really help me. And so I just urge everybody that's in the room to do the same. Find someone, whether it's in your family or not, who's actually, completed school and has gone that step further, because they can really be good mentors to you.
When do you recommend that we should make the decision of what college to go to?
Okay, so if you're a rising senior, have you taken the SAT already?
Yeah.
Good, okay. So this is what I'm going to say. You should be applying to schools starting in probably August, September timeframe. Do you have a list of the schools that you want to go to already? Kind of. So you should start making that list of schools that you're interested in. I would say probably as early as your sophomore year, but really, really your junior year. Like, make the list of schools that you're interested in. Look at whether or not they have your major. Look at how much they cost. Look at how much financial aid they give away, and not just loans. Like, look at scholarships, how much money they give away. And start having conversations with your parents or your guardians about their plans to help you with college. So I needed to know early on whether or not my mom had a college fund for me. She didn't. So I was like, okay, it's all on me. And so I had my list of schools together probably the beginning of junior year. And I was working on making sure that my grades were good, making sure my SAT scores were up. And then by the time senior year came, in September, I was ready to fill out applications. All of your applications should be done and submitted by Thanksgiving. That is your deadline. That's your deadline. Okay. Schools will accept applications normally through January, but I'll tell you this, most colleges will send out their acceptance letters over the Christmas break, or like right before Christmas. And actually some of them even do it over Thanksgiving if you do early decision. And they immediately switch to financial aid come January. So if you're just submitting applications in January, they may look at it, but it's going to take them a while to get back to you. And all the scholarship money is going to be gone because they start giving away financial aid as early as January. So get started the end of your sophomore year, no later than the beginning of your junior year.